Anitta reveals if she's dating Mauricio Umansky after Aspen. Just a few months after separating from Kyle Richards, Mauricio Umansky made headlines in December 2023 when he posted photographs of him skiing with two women who were wearing only towels. The mystery ladies were Mauricio's former Dancing with the Stars castmate, Lil Pons, and singer Anitta. On the same trip, Briefing on Bravo posted photos of Mauricio dancing shirtless in an Aspen bar with Anitta. Fast forward to March 2025, and Anitta revealed the truth behind her relationship with Mauricio on an episode of Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Host Andy Cohen first asked Anitta about those towel pictures. "I knew this was coming. I realized this was coming like 5 minutes ago, because if I realized it before, I would have called him and said, 'What do I say?'" the songstress responded. "Anyways, he is a great person. I love Mauricio. He's a great guy. I met him in Aspen like one day before that craziness that I was skiing down in towels with my friend Lil Pons." As for why Anitta decided to wear a towel on the slopes with the content creator, she said it was because Lil's crazy. "And I just said yes to the craziness she proposed. Always," she continued. "And Mauricio was the video maker. I met him like that day or the day before, something like that." Are Mauricio Umansky and Anitta dating? Though Mauricio and Anitta have been photographed together a few times, she said that the two are just friends. "We always talk. We became very good friends," she said on WAVHL. "No, good friends." "He's single. Anything romantic?" Andy asked. "No," she said. Andy then asked if she was dating anyone at the moment. "I don't know," she coyly responded. Kyle Richards reacts to Mauricio Umansky's photos with Anitta. During an appearance on Bravo's Hot Mic podcast in February 2025, Mauricio's estranged wife sounded off on the photos of him with Anitta. Kyle said that the timing of the photos was interesting because she was getting ready to head to Aspen to spend the holidays with him and their 4 daughters. "A lot of it, like, you wouldn't know anything had changed," she said about their first holiday season as an estranged pair. "The only difference was he went there ahead of time, and that there were, pictures on Briefing on Bravo." Though it was a bit awkward at first, Kyle said that things soon returned to normal. "But other than that, once we were there, it was like, cooking at home and playing games, karaoke," she continued. Anitta reveals the truth about her relationship with Mauricio Umansky, a story of friendship, fun, and unexpected surprises. It had all started innocently enough. A simple trip to Aspen for the holidays, a snowy getaway for some fun in the mountains. Mauricio Umansky had been enjoying some downtime away from the hustle and bustle of his real estate empire, the first since his separation from Kyle Richards. In the world of high-profile celebrity splits, everything was bound to make headlines. Mauricio's December 2023 Instagram post, showcasing a carefree moment of skiing with two women wrapped only in towels, immediately captured the attention of the paparazzi and fans alike. The women, of course, were no strangers to the limelight. Lil Pons, his former Dancing with the Stars castmate, and Anitta, the Brazilian pop sensation who had been making waves internationally for years. It was the kind of picture that ignited a firestorm of speculation. What were they doing together? Was there more to the story than just a fun, spontaneous ski trip? And most importantly, were Mauricio and Anitta dating? Flash forward to March 2025. The public's curiosity had only intensified in the months since those infamous photos surfaced. Mauricio, though constantly in the headlines for his professional successes and personal life, had remained silent on the subject of his relationship with Anitta. Meanwhile, Anitta's career continued to soar, with her infectious beats and larger-than-life personality taking the world by storm. The question of their connection, though, never seemed to dissipate, and that's when Andy Cohen, the host of Watch What Happens Live, decided to get to the bottom of it all. The confession: Anitta breaks her silence. The interview began like any other. Andy greeted Anitta with his signature charm and humor, cracking a joke about her recent musical endeavors. But Andy, known for his knack at asking the tough questions, wasn't going to let the opportunity pass by. He leaned forward, a mischievous smile on his face. "So, Anitta," Andy began, his voice laced with curiosity, "let's talk about those towel photos from Aspen." The mention of the infamous image made Anitta laugh, but there was a subtle hint of nervousness in her eyes. She'd known this moment would come. She'd been prepared for it, or so she thought. "I knew this was coming," she said, the playful tone in her voice betraying a sense of anticipation. "I realized this was coming like 5 minutes ago, because if I realized it before, I would have called him and said, 'What do I say?'" Andy's eyes twinkled as he leaned in. "Well, you're here now, so tell us what happened. How did that all come about?" Anitta chuckled, settling into the interview seat as she reflected on the memory. "Anyways, he is a great person. I love Mauricio. He's a great guy. I met him in Aspen like one day before that craziness that I was skiing down in towels with my friend Lil Pons." As she spoke, Andy's curiosity intensified. He gestured with his hands, drawing out the story. "Wait, so you were skiing in towels? How does that happen?" Anitta laughed, her infectious energy lighting up the room. "Because Lil's crazy," she exclaimed. "And I just said yes to the craziness she proposed. Always." The audience erupted in laughter as Anitta's candidness and sense of humor took center stage. Andy nodded along, intrigued. "So you're saying this wasn't some planned, coordinated photo op?" "Not at all," Anitta clarified. "We were having fun, and Mauricio was there with us. I met him like the day before, or something like that, and he was just filming the whole thing. It wasn't some kind of planned thing, it was all spontaneous." The friendship, Mauricio and Anitta are just friends. The next question, of course, was the one on everyone's mind. Are Anitta and Mauricio dating? The tension in the air was palpable as Andy asked the burning question. Anitta, ever the professional, remained calm. She gave Andy a look, half teasing, half serious. "We always talk. We became very good friends," she said with a smile. "But no, we're just good friends." Andy leaned forward, clearly wanting more details. "But Mauricio is single now, right? So anything romantic?" Anitta raised an eyebrow, her lips curling into a playful smile. "No, we're just friends," she reaffirmed. The crowd seemed to let out a collective sigh of relief, or perhaps disappointment, depending on their hopes for a potential romance. Andy pressed on, refusing to let the mystery go so easily. "Are you dating anyone at the moment?" Anitta leaned back in her chair, her eyes twinkling with mischief. "I don't know," she responded, the coyness in her voice leaving room for interpretation. It was a non-answer that only fueled the intrigue further. The audience seemed to buzz with excitement. Anitta's charm, her sense of mystery, and her infectious energy had the viewers on the edge of their seats. Yet, despite all the questions swirling around, it was clear that Anitta and Mauricio's connection was rooted in friendship. Kyle's perspective, a different side of the story. While Anitta's take on the Aspen trip was fun and lighthearted, the other key figure in this story, Kyle Richards, had her own thoughts about the photos of her estranged husband, Mauricio, dancing and enjoying his time with Anitta. In a candid conversation on Bravo's Hot Mic podcast in February 2025, Kyle shared her perspective on the images and the timing of it all. As a mother of 4 daughters and a public figure herself, Kyle was no stranger to the scrutiny that came with the public's fascination with her personal life. "The timing of the photos was interesting," Kyle remarked, her voice tinged with both amusement and a hint of frustration. "I was getting ready to head to Aspen to spend the holidays with him and our girls." For Kyle, this was a new chapter, one that wasn't easy, but one that she was learning to navigate. "A lot of it, like, you wouldn't know anything had changed," she said. "The only difference was he went there ahead of time. And there were, pictures on briefing on Bravo. Despite the initial awkwardness of the situation, Kyle spoke about how the holiday season with Mauricio had remained largely unchanged. Once we were there, it was like cooking at home, playing games, karaoke. It felt normal again. Her words painted a picture of a family trying to find stability amidst the chaos. Though the public drama continued, Kyle seemed determined to keep things as normal as possible for their daughters, focusing on family moments rather than the tabloid rumors. The aftermath: a complex web of friendships and expectations. As the dust began to settle, the public's fascination with Anitta and Mauricio's relationship showed no signs of waning. The images from Aspen, the whirlwind of rumors, and the way Anitta and Mauricio had handled the situation left fans and the media with more questions than answers. Yet, in some strange way, that only seemed to add to their appeal.